What's going on, Herd? Thanks for tuning in to another video. Today's a little bit different as we lead up into the new transition of videos coming in as we get down the high-speed drifting technique. Now, my goal in today's video is actually to show you guys out there the clear differences between single gear drifting, also known as like pressure drifting, e-brake smashing, or handbrake smashing, that's another term for it. Show you the differences between that technique and the second technique. Now, the second technique is clutch kicking, or better known in the drift community as double clutching. So the whole deal, and it looks like it's nighttime now, but we actually found a really crazy line here, and it'll be a very, very clear indicator for you to see the differences between single gear drifting and clutch kicking. In some short courses like our Gymkhana test course and whatnot, I can see why it's very hard to see the differences between the two, as really in my style I incorporate in both of the styles into one style, and I'm just kind of getting my style down. I'm really starting to fine tune it. But there's some people out there like, I don't get what the heck the difference is. I can clutch kick in first gear, I don't need to be in second gear. Well, you technically can, but why clutch kick in the first gear when you can use the single gear drifting technique in the first gear, which is that's the whole technique in the first gear. It's the best technique for the first gear. And then when you get on to where you're going faster than that, then clutch kick out of first gear when you're in the second gear, and bam, with the Scandinavian flick, ba-bang! But we'll get into that in another video very soon coming up, and I mean very soon. Within the next probably 4 videos will be how to drift at high speeds. So I think what we're going to do here, guys, is show you the single gear technique on the top, and then on the bottom we'll show you the clutch kicking way, the faster way of drifting. And we'll show you the differences, and hopefully you can see them right away. Let's actually run it down this side. I think the other side is going to be a little better for us. Alright guys, so that was the first time I've ever drifted that line. It was a pretty crazy line. I didn't really get the cleanest of either of the drifts, but that's okay, because the combination of them both being kind of somewhat mediocre is, you know, that equals themselves out. So on the top there, you've seen the single gear drifting. You've seen how long it took me and how I was just slow, and I don't even know, it just doesn't look that great. In that style. Now, when you get into more of like a short, tight style of a track, a Gymkhana style track, that doesn't have a lot of, you know, long drifts where you're going to have to clutch kick, that single gear drifting technique really becomes, you know, key in that situation. But now, if we can't understand it from that sense, let's bring it to the track and show you one more version of it, one more example here. And yes, guys, we are moving into PS4 here soon as well, so that's going to be a big deal. I know there's a lot more thriving of a community over there. I'm not down talking my Xbox One homies and homettes by any means. They know that. There, we finally get a decent lap down. It wasn't the cleanest, wasn't the best, but it will work for us. It should show you guys that the clutch kicking style is just so much faster. Although you can make that single gear drifting look efficient if you really practice it and really get it down and figure out, oh, and figure out how to get that car at its perfect angle, its optimal angle, to keep it from shifting and not have to smash on that handbrake quite as often. That is the beginner style of drifting because it's a lot easier to get down. Once you get the clutch kicking, it takes a bit. So it's going to be a bit to get that down. We're going to go over that in the tutorial video, definitely to come, so definitely keep your eyes peeled for that. I've come across others and I've like even contacted them and whatnot. They just don't play the game anymore. There's people that are really sick of this game, just that Rockstar completely ignores and refuses to. They don't acknowledge their hardcore community, and that is plain and simple. Like Phantom 6 said when I contacted him, even after GTA Wise Guy's big deal and his petition and all that, we didn't get anything. We got nothing. You know, it's like all we have is hope for a couple of vehicles to come, and it's like there's never going to be a drift DLC for this game. There'll never be like a Toge or downhill or anything like that for this game. So like I said, once I really started boiling it down, I mean, Phantom 6 isn't doing it. He's done with the whole GTA thing. He's moving on to bigger and better things for himself. RWD Media, he's not really doing GTA drifting videos. He's moving on to bigger and better things for himself, it appears. So like it's like CRP, myself, and then like smaller channels as well. There's other ones that are in like that 4 to 1,200 subscriber radius. I just am not really familiar with them. I'm sure I'm gonna meet more when I get over to PS4. So with all of that said, you guys should get the motive of this video, the difference between the two styles of clutch kicking. The next video you're gonna be seeing is the build on this baby. I will say that it is very affordable to get in, so save up a little bit of money. Try to find yourself one on the streets if you haven't done that, because that's going to save you $80,000 right off the pop on this thing. But this, the Rapid GT, the Banshee 900R, and there's a few other vehicles, and these are about the only vehicles that will drift with that clutch kicking technique. The other vehicles just have too much grip and they don't engage enough power in the clutch kick to actually drift. So as we move forward, you're going to be actually seeing like a top 5 drift car list. There's just a lot of stuff that we can do on this channel yet that's untapped. So I appreciate all of you tuning in, liking, comment, and subscribe, and sharing these videos. If you are sharing these videos, add them to playlists, add them to your favorite playlists, do all that good stuff, because that seems to really help the channel for some reason. Like I said, if that helps, that helps. Please do it, guys. I appreciate you helping if you want to help the channel. Speaking of helping the channel, Patreon's coming up in the beginning of November. You'll actually see the release of that in the beginning of November, but you're going to actually hear a little bit more about it just prior, actually right around that first PS4 event. And speaking of that first PS4 event, we got it coming up in the end of October. Definitely, if you want to attend that on PS4, just keep your eyes peeled, and we'll be coming out with information on that. As always, I hope you all stay happy, stay positive, and we will speak to you next time.